Tonight, I want you to forget everything you think you know about the universe, forget the beautiful textbook pictures. Forget the idea that space is calm, silent, and neatly understood by scientists with equations on a blackboard. Because what we are about to explore is far stranger than science fiction and far more unsettling. Just imagine this for a moment. Right now, as you sit here listening to my voice, light from galaxies billions of years old is still racing across the cosmos trying to reach Earth. Some of that light began its journey before our planet even existed, before the dinosaurs, before the sun itself fully formed. And yet, despite all that time, there are regions of the universe so distant that their light will never reach us. Not tomorrow, not a billion years from now, never. Scientists now believe we may have discovered something terrifying hidden within the fabric of reality itself, a kind of cosmic edge. Not an edge you could touch with your hand, not a wall floating in space, but a boundary beyond which the universe becomes permanently invisible. A limit to what humanity can ever know. And that changes everything, because if the universe has an edge, then what lies beyond it? More galaxies? More universes? Another reality entirely? Or something so strange that the human brain was never meant to understand it? Tonight we are going to journey to the farthest regions of existence. We will travel beyond stars, beyond galaxies, beyond the birth of time itself. We will confront the terrifying truth about the observable universe, the mystery of cosmic expansion, and the possibility that our entire universe may be nothing more than a tiny bubble floating in an unimaginably larger reality. But the deeper we go into this mystery, the stranger it becomes. Because this is not only a story about space, it is a story about us, about why a species made of stardust became conscious enough to question the universe that created it, about why the atoms inside your body were forged in ancient exploding stars, and about the disturbing possibility that reality may be far bigger, darker, and more mysterious than humanity has ever imagined. So before you continue watching, I want you to ask yourself one question. If scientists truly found the edge of the universe, are we ready to discover what waits beyond it? People often imagine the universe as something endless, stretching forever in every direction like an infinite ocean with no shore. But modern astronomy has forced scientists to confront a disturbing possibility. What if the universe has a visible limit? What if there is an edge? Not necessarily a wall made of stone or metal, but a boundary beyond which information can never reach us. And the strange thing is, this idea does not come from science fiction. It comes from mathematics, telescopes, radiation signals, and the simple fact that light itself has a speed limit. Every time we look into space, we are looking backward in time. When you see the moon, you see it as it was a little more than a second ago. The sun appears as it was 8 minutes ago. The nearest stars appear years in the past. Distant galaxies appear millions or billions of years ago. Space is not merely distance. Space is history. The universe behaves like a giant time machine because light needs time to travel. That means there is a maximum distance from which light has had enough time to reach Earth since the birth of the cosmos. Scientists call this the observable universe. It is not necessarily the entire universe. It is simply the part we can see. Imagine standing in a dense fog. You can only see a certain distance before everything disappears into whiteness. That does not mean the world ends there. It only means light from farther away has not reached your eyes. The observable universe works the same way. The fog is time itself. The age of the universe is about 13.8 billion years. At first glance, you might think that means we can see 13.8 billion light years away. But the universe has been expanding while the light traveled. Space itself stretches like rubber, so the most distant visible regions are now far farther away than 13.8 billion light years. The observable universe is roughly 93 billion light-years across, and beyond that limit lies darkness, not because nothing exists there, but because the universe has not allowed enough time for its light to arrive. This is where the idea of an edge becomes deeply unsettling, because the edge is not a place you could reach with a spaceship. No matter how fast you travel, the universe continues expanding. Some galaxies are receding from us faster than light due to the expansion of space itself. Not because they are breaking Einstein's rules, but because the fabric between galaxies stretches. It is like drawing dots on a balloon and inflating it. The dots are not moving across the rubber. The rubber itself expands. V/H0D, that simple relationship, explains one of the most terrifying ideas in cosmology. The farther away a galaxy is, the faster it recedes. Eventually, beyond a certain distance, galaxies vanish forever from view. Their light can no longer fight against the expansion of space. The universe slowly erases its own history. Scientists discovered something even stranger while examining the oldest light in existence, the cosmic microwave background radiation. This faint glow fills the entire universe. It is ancient light left over from a time only 380,000 years after the Big Bang. Before that moment, the universe was so hot and dense that light could not travel freely. Space was like the inside of a star, a blinding plasma where photons bounced endlessly between particles. Then the universe cooled enough for atoms to form, allowing light to escape for the first time. That ancient radiation still exists today, stretched by cosmic expansion into microwaves. When scientists map this radiation, they are effectively seeing the baby picture of the universe. And within this ancient light, researchers have found odd patterns, cold spots, asymmetries, and structures that challenge older assumptions about perfect uniformity. Some scientists believe these irregularities may hint at interactions beyond our visible universe, perhaps collisions with other cosmic regions or evidence of larger structures beyond what we can observe. Think about the absurdity of that idea for a moment. Human beings, tiny creatures standing on a small rock orbiting an average star, may have found clues suggesting our entire visible universe is only a fragment of something vastly larger. It is like discovering that the ocean you believed was the whole world is merely a puddle on a gigantic shore. The Big Bang itself is often misunderstood. Many people imagine it as an explosion occurring at a point in empty space. But the Big Bang was not an explosion inside space. It was the expansion of space itself. Every region expanded simultaneously. There was no center, no special location. If the universe has an edge, that edge did not expand outward into pre-existing emptiness like shrapnel from a grenade. Instead, space-time itself emerged and stretched. AD, propto EHT. That equation represents cosmic inflation, the theory that in a tiny fraction of a second after the Big Bang, the universe expanded faster than the speed of light. A microscopic region became enormous almost instantly. Inflation explains why the universe appears smooth and flat across gigantic distances. But it also creates bizarre consequences. Some versions of inflation suggest the process never completely stopped. Instead, different regions of space-time may continue inflating, creating separate universes like bubbles in boiling water. This is where science begins sounding almost mystical. Our universe may not be unique. There could be countless universes, each with different laws of physics, different dimensions, perhaps even different concepts of time. In one universe, gravity may be stronger. In another, atoms may never form. In another, stars may burn too quickly for life to emerge. We live in one cosmic bubble among an unimaginable sea of others, and if that is true, the edge of our observable universe is not the end of reality. It is merely the limit of our cosmic bubble of information. Beyond it may lie regions forever disconnected from us, entire galaxies, civilizations, histories, and laws of nature that can never interact with humanity in any way. This realization changes the meaning of existence itself. For centuries, humans believed Earth was the center of everything. Then we learned Earth orbits the Sun. Then we learned the Sun is one star among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way. Then we learned the Milky Way is one galaxy among trillions. Now we face another humiliation. Even the entire observable universe may be only a tiny patch within something infinitely larger. And yet there is beauty in that humiliation, because the human brain evolved to hunt animals, throw stones, and survive storms. It was never designed to comprehend billions of light years or multiple universes. Yet somehow, collections of atoms inside our skulls can understand the birth of stars, the curvature of space-time, and the radiation left from the beginning of time itself. The universe became conscious enough to study its own origins through us. The edge of the universe also forces us to rethink infinity. People casually use the word infinite, but infinity is not merely very big. Infinity is something fundamentally different. A hotel with infinite rooms can still make space for new guests even when every room is occupied. Infinity breaks common sense. Cosmologists still do not know whether the universe is truly infinite or simply extremely large. A finite universe could still have no edge in the ordinary sense, just as the surface of Earth has no edge even though it is finite. Imagine an ant walking across a globe. The ant can travel forever without falling off, because the surface curves back on itself. Some scientists think the universe may behave similarly in higher dimensions. Space may curve in ways humans cannot visualize. If so, asking where the universe ends may be like asking what lies north of the North Pole. General relativity transformed our understanding of space entirely. Gravity is not an invisible force pulling objects together through emptiness. Massive objects bend space-time itself, and other objects move through that curvature. G mu nu 8, G C4 T mu nu. That terrifying equation describes how matter tells space-time how to curve, and space-time tells matter how to move. The universe is not a stage where physics happens. The stage itself bends, stretches, ripples, and evolves. If space-time can curve, expand, and possibly connect to other regions, then the edge of the universe may not resemble anything human intuition expects. It could be a horizon created by geometry. It could be a limit imposed by time. It could even be an illusion caused by the finite age of the cosmos. And then comes the darkest possibility of all. Perhaps the universe is structured in a way that permanently limits knowledge. There may be truths humanity can never access because information cannot physically reach us. No telescope, no spacecraft, no future civilization may ever cross the cosmic horizon. There may be regions of existence forever sealed away by the architecture of space-time itself. This idea wounds the scientific spirit because science depends on observation. We believe mysteries can eventually be solved, but cosmology introduces the possibility that reality contains unreachable domains. The universe may hide its deepest secrets behind permanent barriers, yet scientists continue searching. They build larger telescopes, detect gravitational waves, map galaxies, and study quantum fields because every generation pushes the horizon slightly farther. Even if the ultimate edge remains unreachable, the pursuit itself transforms civilization. And perhaps that is the most astonishing part of all. The atoms inside your body were forged in exploding stars billions of years ago. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your lungs, all created in ancient cosmic furnaces. You are literally made from the history of the universe trying to understand itself. When scientists stare into deep space, they are not merely collecting data. They are participating in one of the strangest events in cosmic history, matter becoming aware of its own existence. A A species born on a tiny planet has begun asking questions about the boundaries of reality itself. And maybe the edge of the universe is not truly the end of anything. Maybe it is simply the border between what can currently be known and what still is in darkness. Beyond the reach of light, beyond the reach of time, beyond the reach of every map humanity has ever drawn across the stars. And so, after everything we have explored tonight, we arrive at a conclusion that is both humbling and beautiful. The universe may have an edge, but human curiosity does not. For thousands of years, humanity looked at the night sky and imagined gods, monsters, and eternal lights fixed above the earth. We once believed we were the center of creation. Then science slowly revealed the truth. Earth was not the center. The sun was not special. Our galaxy was not unique. And now, modern physics whispers another terrifying possibility, that even our entire observable universe may be only a tiny fragment of something far greater. Think about how extraordinary that is. A species born on a small planet around an ordinary somehow learned to measure the age of the cosmos, detect ancient radiation from the birth of time, and discover limits hidden within space-time itself. Against all odds, the universe produced creatures capable of asking questions about its own existence. And maybe that is the real miracle, not that the universe is vast. Not that galaxies stretch across billions of light years. Not even that there may be worlds beyond the cosmic horizon. The real miracle is that we can understand any of it at all. Because every discovery humanity makes does two things at the same time. It makes the universe feel larger, and it makes human consciousness more extraordinary. Every new mystery reminds us that knowledge is not a destination. It is an endless frontier. Perhaps the edge of the universe is not a wall that stops us. Perhaps it is an invitation to keep questioning, to keep exploring, to keep looking deeper into reality than any generation before us, because somewhere out there, beyond the farthest galaxies, beyond the oldest light in existence, beyond the limits of everything we can currently observe, the cosmos is still waiting with secrets humanity has not yet uncovered. And one day, another curious mind may push that boundary even farther. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this journey to the edge of the universe. I truly hope this speech expanded the way you think about reality, space, and humanity's place in the cosmos. If you enjoyed this exploration, keep questioning the universe, keep feeding your curiosity, and never stop learning. The greatest discoveries in history always begin with someone brave enough to ask impossible questions. Good luck on your journey of knowledge, and until next time, keep looking up at the stars.